Well, hey there everybody, Aaron here. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today, we're going to do an overview and field test on the Schrade SCHF12. We're going to call it the F12 for the rest of the review. I'll give you a couple basic specs. We'll get out there. We'll begin to just thrash on this very quote-unquote tactical looking blade and another budget offering from Schrade. So I'll give you a couple basic specs and we'll get on into abusing and using the F12. Alright, so a few of the basic specs we have here on the F12 is that it has G10 handle scales. It is a full tank construction knife that is exposed, and it is rocking a steel of HCR13 MOV. It's a good budget steel. It's not, mind-blowing. You'll have to resharpen this pretty frequently, but it takes an edge pretty quick, and it's pretty rust resistant, about the same as AUS 8. I would not put it on the same level as AUS 8, particularly from SOG or cold steel, but it is a good budget steel and definitely better than, say, 440A or something like that. So not a terrible steel, not a great steel. It's just a budget steel that's pretty tough, and the heat treatment that Schrade does on this knife is pretty good. So what you got is a hollow grind Tanto design, very aggressive Tanto with an unsharpened swedge back here. Just very, very aggressive, great stabbing design. You have from the handle scale to the tip a blade length of 4.9, an actual cutting edge with that little bit of a recurve of 4.75 inches actual cutting edge. You have a weight of 10.6 ounces plus 3 ounces added on with the Kydex sheath. Good quality sheath there. Non-lethal pommel back here. And then thickness of 3/16. So that's a really good thickness there. So tough little, definitely tactical design blade. So let's get out there, begin to use and abuse the Schrade F12. All right, let's go ahead and do a little rope cutting here with the F12. This is definitely kind of more of a utility blade, so let's see how it does with that nice recurve. Oh yeah, that recurve accelerates the cut and makes it very easy to go through your man-made materials, no problem at all. Very easy to do with your F12. That recurve is just real nice, just whoosh, goes right through it. No complaints at all. No need for serrations with this type of blade. It's going to go through your MOLLE, seat belt, paracord very easily. The F12 is going to be a good utility knife for man-made materials. So you can see with the F12 that I'm getting some shaving done, but it's just not ideal. Just doesn't feel very good in my hand as I do it. I don't really want to get up here. It just feels awkward in my hand if I put my thumb up here. That recurve does okay at catching the wood, but it's just not ideal to me, and there's a lot of hot spots on my hand as I'm doing this push cut. Just very uncomfortable. This kind of hump right here that's supposed to kind of lock your finger into place is actually really hurting my middle finger. Is kind of where it's supposed to go, but my middle finger is riding right there on that hump, and it's got a hot spot for me, very uncomfortable. So I would not call this a survival knife by any means, or a wilderness blade. You do not want to be really processing a lot of wood with this thing. It's just not going to be fun. It just isn't really designed for that. It just doesn't really do it very well. There's just a lot of other knives on the market and knives that Schrade makes that are just going to do this better for you than the F12. Just not really impressed at all with the carving and wood cutting capabilities. I'd look elsewhere if that's what you're going to be using your knife for. F12 really isn't it. Nice. So you can see I'm getting real good penetration down here with that Tanto design. Again, designed to be a stabber, fighting type of knife. And with this reverse grip, you can see I'm really locked into place. That deep finger guard right there, finger groove, locks me in with the etching in on that G10 right there. Gives me really good traction. So, in a fighting style, this thing is going to be real tough, real durable, not going to crack and break on you. And if you're just looking for a budget, Tanto, and you like Tanto's budget fighting knife, this is going to do it for you and be real tough at just under 40 bucks on Amazon, eBay. It's definitely going to be that tactical knife you need it to be when it comes to a fighting situation. Alright, so we got the sheath here on the F12, and it is a form of Kydex. It's a little bit thinner than your normal type of Kydex you'd see on, say, SEs or Rats. It's probably around 0.5, 0.6 on the Kydex, but it is Kydex. You got nice lashing points along here, very nice. good pancake design. The points here are compatible with the original size BLADEHQ lock, which is awesome. So if you don't like the belt loop that they give you, you can do a BLADEHQ lock and attach it through MOLLE in all sorts of different ways. But there are points there, lashing points. Then you have your loop that they give you that you can take off if you so desire. Very nice, wide, thick, so you can get most type of belts, even thick leather ones, through there. And it is a drop leg carry a little bit, so that's nice that it's not riding really up high into your hip. I really like that a lot. Then they give you an awesome thumb ramp right there, very huge, large, to be able to push off, pull your blade out, use the F12, and clicks back in with authority. There is a rattle. If you didn't like that, I'm sure you could heat up the Kydex a little bit and just tighten it around the blade form, but not bad, particularly again for right around 40 bucks, even a little less, $37 usually, Amazon, eBay. That is extremely impressive. Great overall Kydex sheath, particularly at that price point on the F12. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and wrap up the review here on the Schrade SCHF12. I have a competitive and, in my opinion, better option for you, the Schrade F25. Already previously reviewed here on Gideon's Tactical. If you want to check out the review on this, just go to the Gideon's Tactical homepage and then check out the Schrade playlist, and you will be able to see this sucker in action. This is a much better blade because they're almost the exact same price, right around the $40 mark, but the Schrade F25 is going to come with 9CR 18 MOV steel, so a better quality steel. I love that modified Tanto design, kind of gives you a little bit of belly up here. I don't really care for that recurve and really aggressive Tanto design. These are both going to be able to stab just as well, and the F12 might have slightly better strength through the tip, but they're both going to stab and penetrate exactly the same. The F25 has really nice jimping along the back spine there and a finger choil design, so you can really get up close and do some carving if you need to. Much more comfortable than the F12, and then the ergonomics are really, really nice, and I just like the ergonomics a lot better on the F25 than I do on the F12. So I just want to show you a competitive option that is better, in my opinion, for almost the exact same price. Just to note, the F12 does have the non-lethal pommel with the lanyard hole. The F25 does not have a lanyard hole, and they're not really designed for a non-lethal pommel back there, so not that should probably matter all that much to you guys. And they both come with almost the exact same Kydex sheaths. So for the price point, the F25 is a much better option for you. Just really wasn't impressed with this F12, guys. Not ergonomic in my hand, not fun to hold for any extended period of time, and just really doesn't have the quality there for me of what the blade design, both handle and blade, to be kind of a jack of all trades. I mean, it is purely a stabbing, cutting knife. I mean, to cut rope and stab bad guys. If you're not cutting man-made materials and stabbing bad guys, and that's about it with this knife, then I would not recommend getting the F12. I think that the F25 is a better option, and there's just a lot of better options, not only from Schrade, but tons of other companies that are just going to do better for you, both into the tactical realm and definitely in the survival wilderness realm. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down. Not recommended here at Gideon's Tactical. The F12, look somewhere else, get something else. You'll be happier passing on the Schrade SCHF12. I hope this review has helped you guys out. Thanks so much for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.